Hi, this is Eddie Hearn and you're watching Lights Out.
This is Faisal for Lights Out, proudly sponsored by Spartans Law. We're here in Wembley ahead of Saturday night's huge show at the OVO Arena for KSI versus Joe Fournier. And featuring on the undercard is Miss Paigey Cakey, as she takes on Tennessee Thresher. Firstly, Miss Paigey Cakey, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you very much for asking. You know, this is my first Misfits show, right? So I've had to do a lot of research as to who all the influencers are, what's going on with the fights. And I've got to say, one of the most interesting bits and the best bits about covering this show is watching the build-up between you and Tennessee. It's been a pretty interesting one. I've got to say the ladies really do know how to sort of lead the way in boxing today, but you obviously said this all started on a YouTube channel, on a podcast. You didn't really go into too much detail, but what exactly was said on that podcast for this fight to be made?
In all honesty, the podcast was fine. It's due to come out and the podcast was like vibes. Come off the podcast and she went on TikTok and made up a story about me or my fiance was looking at her or something. And yeah, it was just giving deluded vibes, to be honest. And it kind of just went from there. It's like she called me out, so I replied back on TikTok and it went back and forth. Then I put out a diss track and now we're here.
Yeah, a lot of you influencers know how to answer with a diss track, that's for sure. But you've also stated that she's underestimated your ability. And from what I've gathered from watching the face-off, this feels like a fight that could explode at any moment. What skills do you have that makes you different to her? And if it comes down to a slugfest, do you believe that you've got the power to stop her inside the distance?
One thing about me is I'm very, very determined. Before discipline was a thing, I've always had discipline. Like, I know what I'm capable of, and I feel like I'm very focused, and my endurance is high. And I've got a high pain threshold, so any shots that hit me, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to make me come back with more fire.
I mean, watching the build up to this, I've noticed that you've had a bit of a very, very calm approach. This is your first fight. It's part of a big card. It's going to be in front of a huge crowd. How do you manage to deal with all the attention and the preparation for Saturday night?
I just keep calm, keep confident. This is my aura. This is who I am, and it's something that I've learned to do this over the years. So I feel like it's just coming natural to me. I am a very, very confident person. So yeah, just stay calm.
Well, one thing a lot of people like to see after a good fight is respect shown between both fighters. As you said, you went on a podcast. It's due to come out soon. You thought that there was a relationship between the pair of you. Can there be any respect, and can you see things perhaps sorted after this fight, or is it just a case of whatever's been said during the build-up to this fight is kind of like sort of been the way it's going to be between you two, or can you two perhaps maybe grow a friendship after the fight?
In all honesty, I am very respectful, and after this fight, whoever wins, I'm going to do the whole handshake and the hug. Like, I'm going to keep it very, very professional. I feel like this is it getting settled. This is the drama and the beef getting settled. After that, there is no beef. Or not on my behalf anyways. Like, after that, that's it.
Right, okay. I'm going to have to ask you for a prediction for this fight. But before you give me a prediction, what are the future goals in boxing? I mean, is it just a case of see how you do on Saturday night and then take it from there? Or is the long-term plan to perhaps maybe have a career in boxing?
This is my debut, so I'm going to show up and show out, and I'm not going to lie, I would love to do this, so I'm just going to put on a show and show why I deserve to do boxing. And yeah, do you want my prediction?
I'm going to get your prediction, but I'm going to change it up a bit. You put out a diss track, right? You're a musician, so spit some bars about how this fight ends on Saturday night. I'm putting you right on the spot now.
Okay, so how it's going to end is you don't want to catch these hands. I've been trying to patch these plans. I don't want to act no grams. I'm going to catch you in the ring to catch these bangs.
Well, listen, I'll be sure to put that out on YouTube as soon as possible. Miss Paigey Cakey, thank you very much for your time. We wish you the best of luck for Saturday night and hopefully catch up with you after the fight.
For sure. Thank you very much.